Okay, I am going to go over another way that you can use SketchUp to create a piece, a puzzle piece, right? So in the one video, I showed you how to do, I believe I did the orange piece. And we did the orange piece by basically making a big block and then kind of by like cutting it out and carving it out. And I think what I want to show you now is I want to show you how to do this without with adding and building on as opposed to like subtracting all the time. Now this is a little trickier, but it's I believe it'll make a little more sense if your things are dimensioned, if your drawings are dimensioned, right? So if I have this dimensioned out, right? So if I'm looking at this piece right here would be 40.3, right? Because it's 20 and 20, and then you have the one joint in the middle. So it's that. And this would be 20. Obviously, this is also 40.3 and 20. And then there's another joint between this one and this one. So this space from here to here, right, is 20.3, right? Because this whole thing's got to add up to 60.6. Remember, it's always 20 millimeters per block, and then 3.3 millimeters for every joint in between. And then this one right here is just 40.3 because it's two block right next to each other, blah, blah, all right? And so when I look at this and I say, okay, how am I going to build this? Well, you're starting from the ground up, right? And so if you're starting from the ground up, I want to build this, and I want to build this little piece right here, okay? So I want to build like an L, and my L is going to basically cover, this will be 40.3, and then this will also be 40.3, right? Because if you look at this, it's going to come here, and then it's got to leave enough room when it stops, right? Because it's this dimension right here. It's got to leave enough room so that another block can fit in this space and have that 0.3 millimeters of space between it so that will slide, right? So I'm making an L that is 40.3 by 40.3. Okay, so what I'm going to do, okay, is I have SketchUp already open, is I'm going to first start by orbiting in so that we are plenty small. Okay, so we'll go like this, orbit in. I'll come in here like this. Okay, move it over a little bit. And then I'm going to grab my pencil tool. I'm going to take this and I'm going to come over. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to start moving it. And then I'm going to type in my 40.3 millimeters. All right. And then that puts me right here. So I got that done. And then I know that it's also 40.3 the other way. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to go up the green axis, 40.3. Click that, and then you click on this. You keep going till you get to that endpoint you created, right? So let's see where to go. Let's try it again, I guess. Okay, so we got this. So we go boom, click on it, start moving. 40.3. Well, you got millimeters. Stupid. All right. So now go that, and now I'll take this and I can basically finish making my rectangle right like that. Okay. And so that's I will have to do a little subtraction with this, but not nearly as much, right? So what I'll do now is I'm going to zoom in, right? I'm going to zoom in over here. Let's see, I'm trying to remember how to move this a little bit. We'll zoom in over here a little bit. Now we'll zoom in like this. Okay, good. Much better, right? You got to just kind of play around with it. All right, so I know that I want it to be 40.3 by 40.3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I know it's just one block wide, right? So we're going to go from here, and we're just going to go over 20. So we'll go 20 mm, hit that, and then it'll take me here, and then I'll come over here. It will usually line you up. And the green means it's level, right? come from your other side of your blocks, go this way, go 20 mm, and then that'll take you here. You go like this, and then you can, and I don't know if this is necessarily any faster than anything else, right? But it does work. And so check out what happens now. Is now that I got this built like this, right? If I go like this and I eliminate this, it 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 gets rid of that, which is really awesome. And it kind of looks off, right? So the thing is, let's look at it and let's see, is it off? So let's see if this is 20 millimeters. All right, so you go boom, check it. Hey, that's 20 millimeters. Let's check it going this way. It should be 40, yeah. And this one should be 40 as well. Yep. So we're in good shape, right? Okay, now I know I got to push-pull this thing up to make it as high as one block, right? Because that's what we had, right? So let's open up the, where did it go? Oh, it's right here. So it's got to be one block high, right? And then we'll build this part on top of it. Okay, so let's just finish doing this. So we go here, and we're going to push-pull it up. So we go boom, start moving it up. And we're going to type 20 mm and hit that. And so here's the start of it. All right, now what I know is I have a my next part of this, right, starts, and remember we talked about this, it's 20.3 over here, and then it goes, and it's going to go 40.3 over. All right, so let's see if we can figure that out, right? So we'll start, grab our draw tool, we'll go 20.3, I'm going to go 20.3 millimeters. I'm going to hit that, and then it's going to give me a point there, right? So I'm going to go, great, so I got that point, and now I'm going to go over this way until I get 40.3 millimeters. And then it's going to give me that line right there, which is sweet, right? And you can just click on it again. And so now if I click on this, right, and I pull it out, if it's along the green axis, then you know it's parallel, and so you just kind of go and just put it in, and then I'll stop. It's being goofy here. All right, so go like that to get rid of it. All right, now we'll start here. We're going to take this and we're going to carry it out here till we get to the thing. Now let's measure it, okay, and make sure it's 20, right? So go boom, go here, and it is. So we're in good shape. We can get rid of this little thing here. All right. Now what I want is I want to go from this again, right? And I want to go 40.3 to get where I'm going to go over. So I'm sure there's probably a better way to do that. And then you bring it, follow along the green axis. All right. See, you got to be really careful because it wants to put you on this edge here, but that's not what you want, right? You want to actually be in a little bit. So if I had gone on the edge, it would have been just off just a little bit. So you got to be really careful. You do that. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go like this. All right. And now I'm going to take this whole part here and I'm going to pull it up. And I'm not going to pull it up 20. I'm going to pull it up 20.3 because we need that little bit of a joint between this, right, to get up to our 40.3 height, which it is right up top here, right? This height right here is our total height, and that should be 40.3 millimeters, right? This is why it's really important to mention this so it doesn't get completely weird and confusing. So I bring it up, and then I go 20.3, and I click return. And now I have that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab this and I'm going to get rid of that. And we're going to orbit around this thing and see if there's one on the back side. And yeah, there is. So let's get rid of that as well. And then we'll look at the front here. It looks like we have an open cavity, right? And so if we have an open cavity, then what you do is we're going to, let's see, it looks like we got an open one down there too, right? So what we'll do is we'll take this and let's try making a square on this to get rid of this open cavity. All right, so let's go like this. And I know that in order to get up to that, it's got to be 20 across, right? So if we go this way, right, it's doing that one first, right? So that one's second, actually. So that one's got to be 20, and the height has to be 20.3. So the 20.3 millimeters, comma, 20 millimeters. You hit that, and then that should, no. There we go. That's what we want. So we got the 20. So we want 20.3 millimeters, comma, 20 millimeters, and then hit enter. And then you covered that up. All right. Now let's orbit under this thing so we can fix that. So this is going to be the same deal, right? This is going to be 20, and that's going to be 20.3. So let's grab our rectangle tool. Let's start moving in and let's see. So let's go across here all the way, right? And start moving this way on it. And it looks like the 20 is the across measurement. So we want to fix that other one. Oops. That did not go well. Let's try that again. All right. So, I hope if anything you understand that I'm, not an expert at this, certainly, but that I'm not scared of it either. And I think that's the big thing, is just not being scared of it. As long as we're down here, let's get rid of this thing. So the drawback to using this technique is that you have all kinds of, catch up and patch up you got to do here. So, when you have that, you just got to kind of deal with it. And it looks like we have a little bit of a line here we got to get rid of. And so I'm going to see if I can get rid of that without, yeah, I was able to. Let's see if we have one in the front, because if we have one in the back, we probably do in front, and sure enough, we do. All right, so I'm going to zoom in so I can get a better view on that, right? So if you like this technique more, use this technique. And, you just use whatever works for you. And then when you're done with it, all you got to do is use your move tool if you want to get it all, over here. It's not very hard. You just select this thing, all right? You go like that, and you grab your move tool, and then you just kind of slide it over like that. And then there you go. You're in good shape. Okay, oops, don't do that. You go back where you were. Thank you. So, hope this is helpful. Hope you're learning a lot while you're doing this, and seeing in 3 dimensions is definitely difficult, but it's really good for your brain. So, like I said, hope you're enjoying this.